and welcome to California Bountiful. I'm your host, Aubrey Aquino, and as you can see, we are at the Kendall Jackson Wine Estate and Gardens. Here they have about 4 acres of sprawling gardens, and they grow a variety of farm fresh flavors. And speaking of the garden variety, our first segment features a Sacramento self-taught baker who's using fruits and flowers to make ag-inspired cakes.
I always knew that I liked feeding people and just it's just a very homely experience and like a loving, just the way that you can show your love the most.
Kaylee Moraga is the self-taught baker pouring her love into Honeyed.
My business is called Honeyed, and it's just, I picked it, I just like the sound of it. That's the fun thing about dessert, is that it's just so it's indulgent and you don't really need it, but you want it and stuff like that. I really love to put fresh fruit in my olive oil cakes. I pretty much completely taught myself the baking aspect of it. I mean, I baked other things like cookies and tarts and stuff like that at other jobs, but I really feel like I kind of started from scratch, so I would definitely call myself a home baker. I gained a lot of experience just from working in restaurants and bakeries over the past years. And so I just decided that I love baking for my family and friends, and I just wanted to keep making more and learning more.
So she's carving out her niche, baking seasonally inspired custom cakes.
I went for this kind of rustic style because I really just wanted to focus a lot on the flavor and just how good it tasted, that I really didn't want the focal point to be decoration almost. That wasn't what was important to me too much anymore. I just love decorating with flowers, and I use fresh organic flowers that I pretty much source locally from different farms in the area. And yeah, I love working with the farmers, and they give me obviously some great stuff. And it's a lot of me going to markets and then also placing my own orders for the flowers. Lots of them tend to be medicinal, so we have some echinacea right here. I'll use chamomile, rose petals, lavender, a lot of stuff that's completely edible and I recommend eating even. I just wanted it to look very homemade and just put together like your friend gave it to you.
A simple approach with flowerful flavors baked in.
Dahlias are some of my favorite flowers. I would also say peonies. Peony season has come to an end, so sadly I can't use those right now. I do have to keep track of what is in season, especially with taking orders. Some people will have requests and whatnot. But for the most part, I'm pretty lucky because usually people just leave the creative aspect up to me, and even flavor-wise, I don't have a set menu. It's really just the flavors that I feel like baking that week, and most people are okay with that. Of course, if somebody has their heart set on a certain flavor, then of course I'll make that for them, except for red velvet. I'm not really a fan of red velvet cake. I just use also what produce is in season for my cakes. So this one is kind of leading more towards some of my fall flavors. So this is a pumpkin olive oil cake. So I'll have other ones in fall, I do a cardamom grapefruit cake. It's also an olive oil. I tend to do olive oil cakes the most. I also do dark chocolate olive oil cake is probably my best seller right now.
And with every cake, she's showing appreciation for the farmers and growers who've inspired her craft.
I have no green thumb, and so that's why I just have so much respect and admiration for the local growers. I get a lot of them from Sacramento, also Oak Grove, Woodland, West Sacramento mostly. Once I get my flowers, I do always give them a quick little rinse because they are organically grown. I think I'm definitely gonna keep going this route, and I'm hoping to get more a little bit into the wedding industry. I this would be an awesome visual for wedding cakes, and I don't know, I think I still am kind of finding my niche.
Those cakes were sweet. Now here's this week's Good For You.
Hi, my name is Tawny. I am a registered dietitian, cookbook author, and owner of the popular food blog Cruel's Corner. Today we are talking all about sweet potatoes. I love fresh food that offers lots of variety, and these delicious California-grown sweet potatoes are an endless resource of sweet yumminess. You can broil, roast, fry, steam, slow cook, or saute sweet potatoes and then add them to soups, stews, pasta, salads, or make a casserole. California sweet potatoes are not only delicious and fun to cook with, but they are also packed with good-for-you vitamins and minerals. They are an excellent source of fiber, and pro tip, if you eat the skin too and not just the inner flesh, you get even more fiber. They are a rich source of powerful antioxidants, but they are most known for containing a high amount of vitamin A, which our bodies need for eye health, skin health, gut health, and a properly functioning immune system. Enjoy California sweet potatoes today and get recipe ideas at my site, krollscorner.com. Try out my sweet potato pie, some slow cooker sweet potatoes, or this delicious breakfast sweet potato with banana and peanut butter.
Coming up, KC Kombucha shows us how they're brewing up unique flavors of the drink. But first, see how to create this authentic Peruvian dish. California Bountiful is brought to you by the California Farm Bureau.
Sometimes we lose, sometimes we win. Sometimes we try to fit it all in. Sometimes we don't know what's in store. Sometimes we find what we're looking for. Sometimes we're rolling easy and free. Sometimes 1 and 1 makes 3. So much to love along this ride. That's why Nationwide is on your side.
Reno, Nevada, the biggest little city in the world. Join us this December for the California Farm Bureau annual meeting and YF&R State Conference at the Grand Sierra Resort. Shop our California Marketplace. Attend engaging workshops, plus fun activities along with everything the Grand Sierra Resort Casino has to offer. Vision, action, results. Be there. Meet us in Reno this December. To register and get all the event details, visit cfbf.com today. San Francisco's Jaranita highlights the authentic flavors of Peru and the ethnic cultures that influence the cuisine. Check this out.
Hello, my name is Victoriano Lopez. I am a chef in Jaranita, San Francisco, in Marina District in San Francisco. So today I'm going to show how you can make the Oopa Sauce. It's a Peruvian traditional Oopa Sauce. So we're gonna use jalapenos, seasonal products, local products. So for that also we will using onions, garlic, black mint, Peruvian black mint. If you no can get the black mint, you can use mint regular and parsley. Also for that I'm gonna get fresh cheese, queso fresco, right? So this pican's gonna be great for me. It's my favorite ingredients for this sauce. Also we will make with the bread. In Peru, we eating this sauce with potatoes, but in this case, I will use cauliflower, seasonal and local products. I will going to cook cauliflower, so this way, with this one, sauce, okay, black pepper, like this, olive oil, so gonna be great, this way. I will cook for 45 minutes in the oven. We have to have the wok. If you don't have wok, you can make your with pan, okay? In this case, garlic, onion, jalapeno pepper, or ají amarillo, guacatay, and black mint or mint, okay? It is ready. Now, like this, here, okay? Are we ready? Milk, not too much. Queso fresco, okay? Fresh cheese, pecans. Now, bread. This way. We have seasoned it with salt, a little, pepper, sauce is ready. 1, 2, 3. Yes! Woo! Roasted cauliflower. Beautiful. Now we have to put here like this, okay, with sauce. Now a little more cheese. You can use any cheese. In this case, we're using mozzarella cheese. We're gonna toss in salamandra here for no more than 2 minutes. I'm gonna put like this, one portion. Okay, we're gonna put this one. Now here, Peruvian black olive. You know what? You can use green olives. We're doing now herb salad. Cilantro, parsley, mint, a little bit of salt. If you like spicy, you can add like this. Okay? Woohoo! Listo. Okay? Our cauliflower is ready. A little sauce. All right. Roasted cauliflower with Peruvian Oopa sauce and herb salad. Enjoy.
Just ahead, a succulent idea for creating bountiful landscapes. Plus, learn about brewing a better biome.
We need someone to be there, knowing they'll always care. Someone who lights your way each and every day. Doing what you love is everything, so we can celebrate the joy it brings. There's so much to protect in our lives. That's why Nationwide is on your side.
The California Farm Bureau has protected the diverse agricultural interests in the Golden State for over a century. As part of the California Farm Bureau, you'll add your voice to the combined strength of over 34,000 farmers, ranchers, and families through our state. That means more connections, more influence, and more opportunity to fight for the issues that impact your life. With your support behind us, California Farm Bureau's robust government affairs, federal policy and farm pact, and legal teams work tirelessly to advocate at all levels of government, protecting and promoting our shared way of life. Together, California Farm Bureau and our members are standing up for farmers, ranchers, and families throughout the Golden State every day, working to cultivate a bountiful future for all Californians.
I'm Chef Chris. I'm here at Left Bank Brasserie in Jack London Square in Oakland. Today we're going to make a asparagus salad with a classic sauce grabiche. We used Durst organic asparagus because we try to use organic as often as possible when it's available. Everything grows out of the California Delta here where all of our beautiful asparagus comes from. So we start off by blanching our asparagus. We like to peel it a little bit because the larger the asparagus gets, a little more fibrous the outside becomes, and it makes it look really nice on the plate for our guests. So we peel that, we blanch it in salted water, and then we're going to make the sauce right now, and this consists of fresh herbs. Usually we do a mixed herb, chervil, tarragon, parsley, and chives. We have a little bit of champagne vinegar, but if you don't have that at home, you can always use a little bit of fresh lemon juice. Finely minced cornichons, which are the little French pickles. Finely minced capers, chopped fresh hard-boiled eggs, minced shallots, and a little bit of grain mustard. Let's go down the line here. Got our herbs, our pickle, our minced capers, a bit of freshly minced boiled eggs, fresh shallots, and a little bit of grain mustard. And just mix that up. We're going to add a little bit of olive oil to loosen it all up. We like to use an extra virgin olive oil. And basically you add just about enough to get it nice and pourable with a spoon. And then we're going to finish it off with our vinegar. Because there's a nice acid balance with the champagne vinegar and a little bit of sweetness. All these fresh flavors like complement the nice fresh asparagus. And the most important ingredient is salt. Alright, and there we go. Looks pretty good to me. You can put as little or as much as you like. We try to go for the jumbo asparagus. Something a little bit larger always presents well for this dish. And we just lay our sauce down right over top. We'll garnish with some fresh herbs. These are all the same herbs we put inside when we chopped everything up. And then you can always finish it off with a little bit of fresh squeezed lemon and a little bit more olive oil. And that's it. Delta asparagus with sauce Corbiche at Left Bank, Jacqueline and Square.
Now, your Bountiful Landscapes.
Hi, my name's Yasmin, and we're here at the Secret Garden in Elk Grove to make a beautiful driftwood succulent arrangement. I've already started by adding some cactus and succulent soil to this low ceramic container. The reason succulent soil is important, there's a few reasons. Number one, it's well draining. You can see here that this is kind of a chunky soil blend. There's some pumice and perlite. This is our favorite succulent soil to use. It's actually a Sacramento local company, and they already add in worm castings. There's a lot of really good organic material in here to make this a really nutrient-rich soil. So we are already ready to go with that. To make this interesting, I'm gonna place this really beautiful piece of driftwood. This is actually grapewood from grapevines, and we're gonna use that kind of to create a natural look and then place our succulents around. No rules really when you're making succulent arrangements, other than we wanna make sure, again, that we're choosing plants that like the same things. So all of these succulents would prefer morning sun and afternoon shade. Not all succulents want to sit and bake in full Sacramento sun all day. So all the ones I chose like a little bit of protection from the afternoon sun. And when I make arrangements, I'm really trying to pack in the color. So I'm going for contrasting colors. Like I love the way this lime green plays against the purple. I really want different textures and shapes. I love the ripply edges and some of the more delicate sedums. We also want to choose things that, these are both low ground cover style succulents, and then we chose some that have some height and will continue to get taller as they grow. But really, you kind of just do what you like. And the good thing about it is you can play with the placement, and if you don't like it, you can just switch things around. So for me, this is gonna be the front of the container, so I'm probably gonna place my lower growing things here and add my height towards the back. This is an Echeveria Neon Breakers, and it's probably one of my favorite because of the way that neon purple catches the light. And so I'm gonna let that probably kind of be the star of the show up at the front. And succulents don't mind being planted close together. They kind of like it. I think this bright green sedum that's gonna act like a ground cover, it's never gonna get tall. I think that's gonna be really pretty in the front. And the cool thing about these is you can divide them and plant 2 clumps in different places. And that's a great way to save money on plants, is to just divide what you have and let it fill in a little bit over time. And I'm getting right next to right up against the grapewood because I want it to kind of spill over and look natural. I'm just taking a little bit of the soil off and loosening up the roots a little bit before I plant this. And then you always want to plant at the same level it was originally, if that makes sense. So I wouldn't want to plant this and bury the leaves, nor would I want to plant it and have half of the root ball out of the soil. So we're going to bring it right down to the soil and then make sure that the soil line is level with where it was before. And then I love the little individual little rosettes on this one. So I think I'm gonna plop that one right here. Okay, so the plantings are done. Now we get to do the decorative part, which really finishes off the arrangement. And I chose just a really pretty jade pebble, partially because I wanted to contrast the natural colors like the warm tones of the container. And I love the way that this highlights the colors in the plants. The rock does a couple things. Number one, it helps with soil erosion. If you're gonna water this with the hose, the rock helps keep the soil in place. It also helps with weeds. It helps if it's a hot summer type weather, it helps keep a little bit more moisture in the soil. Plus it just makes the arrangements look much more finished. This looks good. Now you could do something fun and whimsical, and maybe you want to add in, because we're kind of going with like a natural theme, I have these fun little wooden carved mushrooms, which might be cute in here. If we wanted to do a pop of color, I have these cute little yellow ones we could add in. So if we took the wooden ones out and then maybe popped in these cute little yellow ones. When it comes to watering this, the thing you want to keep in mind is to only water when the soil is dry. And that means different things at different times of the year. In the winter months, that could mean you barely need to water this if we're getting a lot of rain. In the summer, you may need to water once a week, but the best thing to do is to test the soil with your finger and make sure that the soil is dry before you add any additional water. And that's it. We have a beautiful succulent container. This is gonna fill in really nicely. The sedums and the ground covers will start to fill in all these empty spaces. These echeveria are gonna start to get quite large, and we'll be able to enjoy this forever.
Next up, Booch Please. This kombucha is anything but basic.
Home is where you start the day. Out the door, you're on your way. All the places you wanna go. Maybe you should take it slow. There's so much to care for in your life. That's why Nationwide is on your side.
Are you looking to uncover more of the bounty of California's rich, diverse, and delicious food and wine scene? Then it's time to get social with us. Find even more great content from farm to fork and everything in between, like recipes, behind the scenes, on food and wine tours, plus useful info on what's good for you and so much more. Join an engaging community of like-minded foodies and tell us what great story ideas you have for us, too. So what are you waiting for? Get in on the conversation now. Find, follow, and talk to us on social at CA Bountiful.
You love your pet and would do pretty much anything for them. But sometimes pet healthcare costs can make your wallet growl. That's why we created My Pet Protection, pet insurance designed exclusively for employees like you. Get reimbursed for eligible veterinary expenses. Enjoy extra perks like Vet Helpline, Pet RX Express, and more. Use any vet anywhere. Signing up is easy. Just tell us about your pet and choose your level of reimbursement. My Pet Protection is available only through your employer. Get a no-obligation quote today.
It's not your basic booch. KC Kombucha has been brewing up delicious non-alcoholic kombucha in Sacramento's Oak Park neighborhood since 2017 as the perfect, refreshing, and healthy alternative to traditional drinks.
Kombucha is a fermented tea. We literally brew a big batch of tea and we sweeten it, and then we add this culture. It's called a SCOBY. And the culture during the fermentation process eats the sugar, creates these probiotics and good stuff for your gut, B vitamins. And so it's a pretty healthy beverage that tastes really good.
KC Kombucha is a Sacramento original. The beverage first began to brew its own audience through community farmers markets, which led to relationships with local growers and producers.
Originally, we went to Costco and got blueberries, right? Because that's just what you know. And but being at the farmers market and developing these relationships and figuring out, oh, you do sell blueberries in this time of season, so we can get that from you. And then farmers would come up with these different kinds of stone fruit, and so we'd use pluots and apricots, and it was really fun to use all these different flavors. And then we get basil from a local farm and process massive bags of basil. It's a really cool thing to be able to utilize fresh produce in our kombucha. And we figured that they had all of this produce that they couldn't sell that was bruised or damaged, and at the end of the farmers market they would give us these boxes of fruit that they were just going to compost. So we used that and we developed flavors that were unique and were special to this area. Once we get fruit from a farmer and bring it and flavor our kombucha with it, we always try to get that particular flavor to that farmers market where we got the produce. And the customers love that idea. We point out, oh, we got it over at Ponce Farms. And then we also bring cans of the kombucha to the farmers too, to say, hey, look, these are your peaches, this is your watermelon. So it's a really fun collaboration. We brew non-alcoholic kombucha, so we keep the alcohol level less than 0.5, and then we flavor it with things that you recognize, so blueberries and watermelon and apples. So you taste that, and ours I think is a little less acidic than those in the store, so I think that's what makes us a little more unique. It's more user-friendly, you can taste the blueberries in there, you can taste the watermelon, the apples, and it's super good for your gut. And I think that people, once they get in and we can get them to try it, they understand that it's not your basic booch, it's something different. We do not pasteurize our kombucha. It is raw. It has all those natural probiotics that are brought into the kombucha during the fermentation process, so we don't pasteurize it and scoop in probiotics. It's very naturally occurring beverage.
And once their fan base began to grow, so did their kombucha operations.
We had visited kombucha tap rooms in San Diego, and we knew that we wanted to expand from the farmers markets and events into a space where people could come in and sit at the bar and have a pint of kombucha. And so yeah, when we opened in 2019, we were the very first kombucha tap room, and we're still the only kombucha tap room in Sacramento. We brew everything in-house, so you'll see our kettles back in the back. So we brew everything in-house, and it's flavored here, and then we serve it on tap.
KC Kombucha infuses its fermented drinks with a variety of fresh flavors, suitable for all types of palates.
Because it's healthy, they drink it because it just tastes good, it's a good alternative to soda. They also drink it as a non-alcoholic option, but a lot of these stay the same throughout the year. We have our basic 6 or 7, and then we change based on what's in season, and also we just do fun small batch stuff as well. We can change things up quickly and utilize different things that we find at the farmer's market or out in the forage for things in our backyard we can try. It's kind of a unique aspect where we are so small that we can change things up pretty quickly.
It's a handcrafted, bubbly approach that customers are happily guzzling down.
You'd be surprised that most flavors work. There's been a couple where I was like, oh, this is not a good one.
Very refreshing. Sounds good.
People are very surprised when they try it. They're like, oh, this is actually pretty good. And then they will buy a bottle, and then they come back and they refill the bottle. If we're using local produce, that feeling of that season comes out, and customers get really excited about it. So they'll be really excited to see apple season come into play. Watermelon basil is a huge one, and they just wait till watermelon comes to the farmer's market and they get so excited. I think the seasons dictate some of that love and excitement for the flavors.
I am a fan. That kombucha tastes great. And that's going to do it for the time we have on this episode from Sonoma County at the Kendall Jackson Wine Estate and Garden. I'm Aubrey Aquino. Don't forget, you can find us online at californiabountiful.com. Until next time, take care.